And welcome back to Red Card. I'm your host, Anthony Toter, and once again, we welcome you all over the world, and we thank you so much for taking time out of your busy lives to join us. And right now, a guy that is really lighting it up for the Vancouver Whitecaps, a star in MLS, an all-star for that matter, Camilo from the Vancouver Whitecaps joins us. Camilo, welcome to Red Card, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Pleasure to have you on, Camilo. Let's talk about your season so far. You've had an outstanding season, an all-star in MLS. You played against AS Roma. Talk about that game a little bit. How did that go?
Not so well because we want to win the game, but it's a good experience, play against a good team, a big club, the same Roma. But it's hard when we play like the guys we didn't know, we don't play together. But I think we play well. We didn't play well, but it's a good opportunity for us.
It had to be a great experience, Camilo, to play against Francesco Totti, Michael Bradley, Daniela De Rossi, a lot of players from AS Roma who we watch here on a weekly basis. It must have been something special to go up against them.
Yes, of course. Francesco Totti, one of the best players in the world. I think it's like, when he's old, I think, no, he's not good, but when we play against this guy, he's unbelievable. And Bradley too, and a lot of players. Very, very good team.
Camilo, let's talk about your experience since you have arrived in Vancouver and playing in MLS. What type of quality of play can you equate it to? Can you equate it maybe to a second division in England, maybe a Serie B in Italy? What do you equate it to? You've played in South Korea. Compare it to South Korean soccer.
MLS is growing up. I think it's a physical league. It's very hard to play. And when I come here, I feel a little bit because it's very physical. You have to be very strong to play in this league. And that's why we work out a lot. And so when we go to the field, we have a good condition.
Sometimes, Camilo, people tell me that they don't enjoy watching MLS because it is a physical brand of game. It's a real rough game. They're used to watching, the Brazilian flair, the Spanish players play, English, Italian. But MLS play, for the most part, is still rough and physical.
Yes. MLS is a very physical league. It's very hard to play. That's why, like, big players come here and don't play very well because it's a physical league. Everybody is like very strong, and it makes the league very good.
But it's also great, Camilo, to see players from the world now starting to give respect to MLS and attention. You see Keane with the LA Galaxy having an outstanding season. Obviously, David Beckham, he's gone now. You see players like Obafemi Martins in Seattle, Clint Dempsey, Henry. This, I think, is good for the league.
Yes, of course. Bring like a big player to the league is growing up, and everybody. If you ask everybody in Brazil, in Italy, like bringing Mike Devine is a good opportunity. Nesta and like everybody in Italy now, like the MLS is growing up and want to come too.
And this is great, Camilo. I spoke last week with Sporting Kansas City goalie Jimmy Nielsen, and when he made his way to MLS, a lot of his former teammates, Camilo, said, you're going over for a vacation. It's safe to say that anyone that comes over, like Marco Di Vaio, Nesta, and even Clint Dempsey, it's no longer a vacation in MLS, correct?
Yes, of course. For vacation, you have to go to another league because this league is very strong. You don't going to have a easy time here.
Camilo, let's talk about how nice it is to go play in cities like Seattle, Portland, and obviously Vancouver, where in that Pacific Northwest, it is unbelievable. The fans support their teams before the games. They're enjoying themselves. It's just outstanding to see that, and I think whether it's South America or Europe, those three cities can compete with them any day of the week.
Yes, of course. Play here in Seattle, Portland is very, very nice. I feel like in Brazil, I think also almost in Brazil, we like a big game just have like people the same have in Vancouver, in Seattle, in Portland. When you play in this stage, it's amazing.
Camilo, it's got to be hard. A guy like you that is a pure striker that loves to score goals. It has to be hard to play 1 week on a beautiful grass facility, then the next week on artificial turf, and also to train in two different ways. It's got to be hard on your body.
I think no. I think like the first month when you come is a little bit hard, but now the turf is very nice. The guys make it's not a bad turf. The guys make a good one. It's very soft and it's not make hard for us.
Camilo, I want you to talk about a young man, a Canadian young man who is your teammate right now that is having an outstanding season, and I think he is going to be the future of Canadian soccer, Russell T-Bird. How nice is it to see a young Canadian guy like this really getting better and better every week?
He's an amazing guy, amazing player. He's like physical and the best on the club. Everybody knows he can run, and not just running, his quality too. And I'm very happy for him because he worked very hard, and now the team is going very good for him.
You have a wonderful mixture of teammates this year on your team, Camilo. You have some veterans. You have guys that have been around. Kenny Miller, obviously a star. Yourself that can put the ball in the net. You have guys in the back end that have a lot of speed like Kofi, and guys that can defend well. Is this the right mix that you believe you guys can go a long way this year in the playoffs with?
Yes. I think we have like every player, like big player, small player, fast, like guys can put ball in the net, quality players, very fast. And this is good because we have experienced guys, and even young guys can come to the game, and like we have like young guys, quality is unbelievable, and this is very good for the club.
Who's been the toughest challenge this year that you have had to face? Has it been an LA Galaxy still, Camilo? Has it been a Montreal or a Kansas City? Who is giving your team the most problems this year?
I think playing on the league is like MLS. When you play every team is hard to play against. But for me, LA Galaxy is like one team plays very well, keep the ball, make the run. For me, LA Galaxy is one of the teams to beat.
Camilo, you're probably used to it now, but when you first made it over here to MLS and with Vancouver, you must have suffered a bit with the travel, because the travel is unbelievable. And guys that come from South America and even from Europe, the first thing they say is, wow, the travel is unbelievable. Have you adjusted? Have you become used to now the travel?
Yes, now it's more, it's like my body is more recovery more fast because it's a long travel every week. It's like if you go away, it's like 4 hours, 3 hours. But the coaching and staff like make a good job. Travel before, have a good rest, good training. This makes it easy for us.
Camilo, let's talk about growing up in Brazil, and also you're with a lot of players from Europe, that the nutrition, the food is so important for a player in conditioning. When you came over here to Canada and also in MLS, did you see that there still lacked that understanding of conditioning and also the way they have to treat their bodies when it comes to the different foods they need to eat?
I think no. I think almost in Vancouver, I didn't know it another club, but we have like the people who work for us make an amazing job for nutrition. Like go to hotel, we have a very important pool. If we want something special, we can ask and he can make it. This is very important for us because we need to eat good for play very well.
So it's safe to say the club has treated you and your teammates first class since you have arrived.
Yes.
And that is so key because, Camilo, you want your mind and your concentration on the game, because in the Western Conference, Camilo, as I said, it is absolutely a deadly conference. You see Real Salt Lake, 42 points. You're at 36 in 5th place, and everyone else in between. It's absolutely a very tight conference.
Yes, now every game is going to be final. We have to win every game. We try to play because every game is going to be final, because if you won one game, you're going to be up in the table. If you lose one game, you're going to be down. It's going to be very hard. It is. the final.
This is going to be very interesting to watch your team and the rest of the teams in the Western Conference battle it out for the playoffs. Camilo, the next question I'm going to ask you is a very important question to many people across the country that I love, Canada. I got to tell you, Camilo, I haven't smiled too many times in this country when it comes to soccer. I've smiled only 2 times. One time, 1986, in the last World Cup Canada played. Another time when they won the Gold Cup, where my son was born, and I cried with my Canada jersey. Many people out there are hoping, are praying that you, Camilo, would want to play for Canada. If Canada comes calling, would you say yes or no?
I think we have a good opportunity. I think we're going to think, I love this country, I love the people here. When I come here, the people make me feel home. The people are so nice here. And we did spoke with the guys, with just ask if you have like if you're gonna make it or not. I just have to give time for make like the residence permanence, and after we talk about. But I think for me it's gonna be a good opportunity for play for this country.
Well, when I first found out that you were interested to play for Canada, Camilo, I had a smile that I couldn't take off my face, because you're the type of player. You're dynamic, you're electric, you put the ball in the net. You're the type of guy that can help other Canadian kids, and you could possibly help us get to the World Cup. I've got to tell you, as soon as I told people that you were coming on tonight, they asked me, the first question they wanted me to ask you was not about Vancouver, not about the wins and losses. Will you play for Canada? Why do you want to play for Canada if this happens? Why, Camilo?
I think the people here is so nice. When I come here, I think it's just about like hockey. But when I come here, we start the season, every single game is more than 20,000 people on the stadium. And even if you are losing, they still support us, and this makes me feel like very proud about the city, about the Canadian people. And if I have opportunity, I'm gonna be, I think, available.
And that is fantastic news. You make me happy. I tell you what, if that day does come sooner than later, I will go out to buy 2 jerseys for my sons, for Camilo with a Canada jersey. That would be outstanding. Camilo, just before we close it out and let you go, let's talk about some of the things in Brazil, you growing up as a young player. What did you work on from the ages of, let's say, 7 to the ages of 12? Was it a lot of ball control, conditioning? Did you play a lot of small-sided games in Brazil? Give us an understanding how you grew up as a player in Brazil.
Yes, in Brazil we just play with like ball. Sometimes we play physical, but more technique. We train like 3 days a week. We train like technique, small game. We try to some finish, some cross, some make sense on the game. It's like basic things.
Here in Canada, Camilo, too many times we start the kids in games very early instead of working on development. In Brazil, I know that many times they don't even start games till they get older. And not only that, is it not true, Camilo, that they love to play street soccer, just a ball, some friends, and they experiment?
Yes, this is what we do there. We just want to have a ball, and if 2 guys, we play 1 against 1, we may make small goals and play against each other. We have more people, we play on the street, we make a goal in the street and play there. Just to have fun. When we have a ball and 2 people, this makes us happy.
This is outstanding information you have given us. And listen, Camilo, we can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us here on Red Card. We wish you nothing but success for the rest of the season with the Vancouver Whitecaps and bringing home a championship to Vancouver. But I'll tell you, personally speaking, for a lot of Canadians, we want to see you put the Canada jersey on. It would mean so much, and we would have our arms open wide to welcome you. So if and when the day does come, we'll be excited and we'll be ready to have you on board with Team Canada. Camilo, again, we thank you so much, my friend, for joining us.
Thank you very much, and my pleasure to you too. Thank you very much, guys.
Class act. That is Camilo of the Vancouver Whitecaps. You heard his answer. He wants to play for Canada. I can't tell you how happy I am to hear a guy like this wanting to play for a country now. He is playing his soccer with the Vancouver Whitecaps. Outstanding news for Canadian soccer fans. Let's get this done, Victor Montelli.